Hey everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. How are you? It's Monday again, Monday, April 12th, and I'm here for today's Cricut Chat, and I hope that I can get some people here to come and watch. And wanted to sort of start off with a little bit of an apology. I am having a hard time with the adjustable tools. Remember last week we wanted to do the, we did rotary blade and it was working and then it wasn't working. And then what did we try? The wavy blade, and that didn't work. Well, this morning I had prepared a project for perforation, to use the perforation wheel, and I could not get it to work. So the project wouldn't cut out right. And it's a great little project, and I need to resolve this because I have no idea what's going on. Good morning, Sandra. And so I had to pivot really fast and hard and come up with another project. So this project isn't quite ready for prime time, so to speak, but it is the only thing I got for you today. So these are shaker style letters that I used offset with, and I put in some party foil. So actually, because it's Mystery Material Monday, we've done these before, but I'm actually using acetate, party foil, and it might be the housing. I don't know, Shirley. I'm so frustrated. So we're using craft board and quick swap. Now I got that in my head. Craft board, acetate, and party foil in this project. And we're making these oversized letters that are, they're actually just letters that I cut out using offset and piled together, and I want to show you how it goes together. The only thing is I'm kind of like running behind here, so I apologize for not having this prepared because of what happened. Hi, Lynn. How are you? So we're going to just forge on ahead anyway, because that's what we do, right? That's what we do. We forge ahead and take life in stride. Sometimes it throws you a curveball. Yesterday, my son was watching Forrest Gump. And so I stopped what I was doing. I went over there and I was talking to him, and he really liked the movie. And it reminded me at the end when I saw the mom was dying, Shirley, what's her name? Shirley, I forget her name. The woman that played Forrest Gump's mom was Gidget. You know, Gidget, I can't remember her name. Having a little brain blip. But anyway, sorry to make so much noise. She says, well, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And I'm thinking, wow, I saw that movie back in the, early 90s. And I didn't really truly understand that whole concept. Sally Field, thank you. Thank you so much, Laurie Jo. Thank you, Susan. So Sally Field, and she says, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And that is so true, right? And so some days you're going to get all the kind you don't like. For me, that would be things with, caramel in it. I love caramel, but I don't like it in my chocolate. So there we go. So today's project is just the not super wonderful projects. It's not a good chocolate today, but I'm gonna press on. So I hope you're all well. We had a really great weekend. We had our Zoom, our monthly Zoom call on Saturday night, and we had a fun little time, and Lynn has volunteered to help us with organizing the next one, which will be in May, because she knows a lot about Zoom. So thank you, Lynn, for that. And let's see, we had a number of Canadian winners, and this is where I'm getting messed up because I thought we had 4 winners. I was only supposed to give away 3 winners, but I think we had 4. And so, but when I was going over the winners with one of you, they said it was 5. So I'm confused. Someone's gonna have to correct me on that. Okay. Then on Saturday night, we also announced the winner of the Joy Bundle of Joy, and that's Tammy Johnson. And I have gotten in touch with her, and she sent me her address. So she's going to be receiving that in the mail I'm going to mail it this week, I promise. And let's see. And we started a brand new giveaway. So in April, we're having 2 bundles of joy. Okay, 2 bundles of joy, and we've given away one to Tammy Johnson, but the other one is still up for grabs. And I will put the link. I always put the link in the description. It's at the bottom, and you just have to click on the link and put your entry in there. You will have to give your email address for one of the entries, but not for the Instagram or Facebook. Now, listen, if you already follow me on those channels on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, just do something to indicate that I know you're there. Like some videos, comment, send me a hello, share it with a friend, that sort of thing. And then I'll know that you're in there. So I understand that some people are not going to be able to subscribe. So this is an alternative to subscribing. Okay. And let's see, what else I want to tell you, there's a great big sale going on over at Cricut. And I have a link that you can use. I'll put it in the description of this video. But if you go to purchase anything from Cricut, I'd really appreciate it if you could use that link, because that link helps me. It's called an affiliate link. And so when you use that, I get a percentage of your sale. It's about 10% of the sale, but it's no extra cost for you. But in addition, you are able to use my link and code. My code is Miss Rita 10, and it's good on everything at Cricut except for plug-in machines and the subscription service. So anything you buy. So last night I was placing another order. I actually placed 3 orders with Cricut last week. And so last night I was placing another order because infusible ink is on sale. And it's like there are 4 sheet, the full 12 by 12 inch size infusible ink on sale. And I think they were like between $9 and $12. But then if you're an Access member, depending on which kind, you're going to get either 10% or 20% off. And if you are using my link and code, you get an additional 10% off. So last night I got unbelievable. I think probably about 20 boxes of infusible ink. And that's the big kind, the 12 by 12. Some of them had 4 sheets. Some of them had 2 sheets. But I got a bunch of these and I paid less than $100 because I used all of the things afforded me, including there's a sale, and then you can piggyback with being an Access member. So I got an additional 20% off, and then I used my own code and got 10% off. Yeah, I can do that. And that's where I got this huge savings. The paper, I will tell you that we had a great meeting last week with the people that handle the paper buys, and they're working on it. Until then, I don't know what I'm going to promote because they have not had a lot of paper options. I have been able to get some good paper, the AC, I think the American Crafts Precision paper works really well in the machines. I don't think that Basil works very well in the machines. I think it's too thick. I think it's like over 100 pounds, but I do like the American Crafts paper. So if you're looking for that, I did find some on Create for Less. There's some on 12 by 12 cardstock.shop, 12 by 12, 12x12 cardstock.shop. If that makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, I am going through all my paper and I shouldn't complain about it because I have a lot of paper. But I'm starting to, think about, okay, what am I going to do until they have, white glitter, Yeah, I think Leo does use that. And I'm going to show you, hold on. I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is the Precision cardstock by American Craft down here. You see? Wait, does it say American Craft on here? Where does it say? It says Precision Cardstock on the front, and then on the back, it kind of shows you, look at this. If you're using some of the not so great paper, that's the sort of cut you're going to get. And this is the sort of cut you're going to get from this paper, and it is from American Crafts. And it comes in these boxes that are, this one here is Brights. So you're getting all of that. Like this. If you want a single color, my suggestion is you go to 12 by 12 cardstock shop or Create for Less and get the non-Basil kind. Okay. I love Cricut cardstock. I want to recommend them, but they just haven't had a lot in stock lately. So it's really frustrating. But, I think that they're working on that. So, okay, that's all of my announcements for today. I bought the AC cardstock, American Craft cardstock, at a number of different places. Sometimes you can get them at Joann's. So if you look at Joann.com, you can find them sometimes. They do not carry them at Michael's as far as I know, but you can get them at Joann's. You can also get them at some of them at Create for Less. I have a link you can use. You can probably find them on Amazon, and I can create some links to them on Amazon. But I think the one that has the most is the 12 by 12 cardstock shop. I just haven't been able to establish what do you call it? An affiliate relationship with 12 by 12 cardstock shop, and I have not been successful with that. Okay, so let me just go on and say, so somebody asked me about shaker cards, and we've done a couple, but I wanted to sort of involve a few things. They also asked me about 3D letters. I like to do these 3D letters. Hi, David. I like to do these 3D letters that are actually from Laurie Whitlock. They used to be available in Design Space. So if you are an old Cricut crafter, and I don't mean your age, but if you've been working with Cricut for a long time, you can find these. Let me save this. You can find these 3D letters. Let me show you. So we're going to go new. And if this is only if you've been around and you purchase them, because right now, this I don't think is available on Design Space. So you're either going to have to, find them because you purchased them a while ago, and here they are. So see, that's Laurie Whitlock 3D alphabet, and this is where I started from. I didn't make this one 3D, although I could have, but this is what they look like. So I kind of just grabbed a a letter. So let me just grab an F for Faye or something. And let me show you what I did. So this comes in as a 3D thing. It's really cute. We've done these before. If you want to see them again, we can do them again. We can make them really big, and we can theme them for for whatever the season. I've done things like joy and made whole words like spring and lucky and joy and fall and stuff like that. And it's really a lot of fun. But what I did, I started off with this and I ungrouped it and I just kind of moved aside these little pieces and I started working with the F or the letter itself. And I thought, how am I going to make this a shaker card? Simple enough. I'm going to use my new offset feature. And I'm just going to take a little sidetrack on the offset feature. There are people, including Rita, who is having problems with getting offset to work, even though they have all of the system requirements and they've upgraded and all that. And somebody gave me, it's actually an admin, Sharon, gave me a step-by-step guide, which it's available in my group, the one that's called Cricut Newbies and Pros for Maker and Explore. And there's a step-by-step guide on how to do it. And I'm going to post that later today on my site, okay, on my page so that you know what to do. But there are some people that are having some problems there. So that's my little aside. So let's talk about this letter. So I want to I'll make it a little bit bigger just so you can see. And I really don't need these other pieces, or if I wanted to make this 3D, I could just save these pieces but I don't for today. So here's my F, and I was thinking, all right, how am I going to make this offset? Well, I'm sorry, a shaker card. I figured I'll use offset. So I used offset. And what I chose was a 1/4 of an inch. Okay. But I chose the squared off version. See that? It's rounded versus squared. If I choose this one, you can kind of see this is rounded. I didn't want the rounded. I wanted it to feel very like block-like because these are block letters. And so there we go. We can hit apply. Now I have 2 pieces. I have this one that is the original and this one that's the offset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up really well, and I am going to select both of these, and I'm going to use one of my favorites, slice. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to create a number of different layers to do this card. So actually, this is going to become, this here, right here, is going to become my new, all right, so here, I'm just going to get rid of this one because I don't need it. But this is going to become the base, okay? It's also going to become the acetate cover for the shaker card. So I'm going to duplicate that. All right, so I have a base and I have this, which I'm going to change the color so I'll remember. I'm going to change it to blue to remind me that this is going to be the acetate. But then I have to take this piece here and I have to make like a ledge. I have to put enough here so that it creates like a little ledge so that I can put my doodads and stuff in there, you see? So, so I have to cut out several of these. So I would just duplicate this maybe 5 times. I would duplicate it 5 or 6 times, sort of depends on what you're looking for. But I'm also going to be cutting it out in, so I got 1, 2, 3. Let me make 2 more, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is cut these out. I'm going to use craft board because craft board is is nice and sturdy, and it's thick enough that it's going to create that ledge. If you don't use craft board and you're using paper, which is fine, you can do that, but I would cut out more of the outline letters. Simply because you want to have enough space in here, but you don't want it too much. Like for instance, I was rushing to get this done. I would have filled this all the way up to the top if I didn't. If I wasn't in a hurry. And you'll notice in here, I have both confetti and then I have these hearts, which I did in party foil. So let me show you how you would do that. So I went into shapes and I grabbed a heart, and first of all, I duplicated it because I wanted 2 different sizes. So I'm going to get rid of these so it's easy to understand this process. So I'm going to resize this. I'm going to make 1/4 of an inch, which is 0.25. And that's pretty small. So I'm going to also make 1/2 an inch. So I have 2 different ones. I can change the color, but what I want to do is I'm going to change the color to be the same so that they'll cut on the same mat. Okay, so we've got a couple things going on here. We've got acetate, we've got craft board, and we have party foil. Okay, but the thing is, I need a lot of these party foil things, and instead of like duplicating it and making my canvas a big mess, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out separately. So I'm going to group this, and I'm just going to turn it off for now. You know, you can do that. You can just cut out parts that you want, and leave out the parts you don't want. So here we go. Here's the cutout that we're doing. Again, there's the acetate, and there is the background, and then the rest are little outlines, right? So I'm going to hit continue. And I'm going to choose craft board as my, I'm going to hit craft board as my material. But because I'm having trouble with my machine, I'm also going to give it more pressure until I can figure out what's going on, because I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with my machine or something. I don't know. So I'm going to just try that. So craft board is a kind of art board. You'll see I have it favorited, but you can browse. And at the very top, this is art board. So there's all different kinds. There's the foil. There's chipboard and poster board, but we're just going to do craft board, which is available. This is stuff. Now this is available, I believe, through Cricut. Let me see if I got my machine, my thing. Hold on. Here it is. So we used this last week, remember? Craft board. And it comes in white, it comes in craft brown, and it comes in black. So I'm going to cut it in white this time. Now, here's an interesting take. If you wanted to, you were making like a huge letter for a little girl or something, you could cut the top layer out in some sort of patterned fabric, patterned paper. So if you were thinking of that, you could cut that out. Like if maybe she liked mermaids or something like that, you could cut the top out. You don't need to cut the rest of that stuff out with that pattern paper, because you're not going to see it. Okay. So I'm going to put in my machine. I'm going to put in, and I'm just show you real quick what it's going to do. So it's going to do craft board, and I need actually 3 pieces. So do I have the other 2 pieces here? And I also have my party foil, which I'll show you separately. Okay. My craft board stuck to this brand new mat. I'm going to get my craft board all ready here. Okay, so I got my second sheet. And I'll get my third sheet here. This feels like 2 here. Nope, 1. Craft board's nice and thick, so it's going to create that ledge that we need. And all we did was use offset. Now, if you do not have Laurie's letters, just go in and choose a text and just type 1 letter. So I would suggest, there's one called Varsity Letters. That's a Cricut font. I can show you that when we get back. Hi, Amy. When we get back to our screen, okay? So you don't need to have these 3D letters. Don't rush out to get them at Laurie's site unless you're buying on Laurie's site. But you do need some sort of block-shaped letter to start off with this, okay? And I would have done those extra things if I had planned appropriately, but I didn't. I did not plan, and so we are kind of roughing it today. So here's the first of 3 card or craft board letters, nice and big. Now you can save your leftover. I would recommend that. And then you could also save these inside F's for whatever you want. But here we're going to take this off. And this is going to be the back, remember? So we're going to hold on to that one. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Aladra. What's wrong with Brent? Brent wanted me to say hi. Okay. Yeah, Brent's having a radiation right now. It's not easy. It makes you really tired. And I had a lot of problems with my skin after or during that. It was pretty hard. But she's a trooper. She's a trooper. I know she'll watch this later, and we're all saying prayers for her too. So here we go. Now I also have for my 4th piece, I have my acetate. This is plain acetate. Now listen, the plain acetate is not available at Cricut.com. I was able to get. I don't know why. We had this conversation last week as well. I was able to get these clear acetate sheets. You see this? And there's 12 sheets in here, and I got these at Michael on clearance for $3. I don't know if they're still available, but it's worth a shot to look. It was michaels.com, but they also had it in stores. So $3 for 12 sheets to me is a really good deal. So I ended up buying like 4 or 5 because you never know. And that's how people who have a hoarding addictions. You did get it at Michael's too? Yeah, it was a great price. I don't know why they were discontinuing it because it works really, really well. So let's put our last craft board in. So yeah, check out michaels.com and you may be able to order from there if you can't find it in the store. Okay, and so here's 2 more of our letters. We don't need this middle part, right? We're just going to take off these gently and save these. Okay, so I'll pretend that we're going to be making this for Faye, and so we're going to put in a bunch of stuff inside. It's going to be really fun, Faye. I might have to send it to you, okay? Now I do, when this one's over, I'm going to have to switch my... You did get them too? Also, Penny got them. So check it out. People are saying that is maybe still available at Michael's. They do also have Cricut brand acetate on Amazon, but you know, I don't understand why it's not for sale at Cricut.com, but it isn't. So look over at Michael's. I'll put my Michael's link in the description of the video too, so you can use that if you'd like. Let's see, is there anything else while we're waiting for this to go? And it is a bit slow because it has to double over because it's really thick. Remember we talked about different ways of cutting and how to change the cutting through changing the material settings. So that this one is set for 2 times. It's going to pass through twice. You'll notice that does it for some things as well. Also with the intricate cut setting, it does as well. So what did I do? Yeah, I know. That's I don't care for that. I don't care for that very much. All right, so the last one we're going to do is the acetate. So once I take this one out, I'm going to change my setting. And you can't see that really, but I'm going over here to change my setting. Here, oof. Okay. Craft board, I'm going to choose acetate, which again can browse all materials. It's actually in the category of plastic, and you'll see here acetate. You can, if you cannot find the acetate, you can also use the cutting mat protector. We've done that before. And also Cricut does have foil acetate, which is just basically like designs on the acetate, and we've used that before, but yeah, so there's that. So we're going to do acetate, and we're just doing 1 copy of the big F, all right? So let me just get these ready, and then I'm going to move you down here so you can have a look. Oh, actually, I'm not going to move you down here yet because I want to get the party foil started. And I'm going to cut both of those 2 different shaped hearts. 2 different sized hearts. They're not 2 different shaped hearts. Okay. You know, I don't know what's going on with my machine and the tools, because I haven't used all these tools since I got the new machine, so I'm thinking that it might have something to do with the machine and not the tools themselves. I first thought it was going to be the tools themselves, so that's what I thought, and I was going to have her send me them, but I don't think it is the tools. I think it might be the machine. Okay, so let's, we're going to make 100 of the, yeah, why not? We'll make 100 of the small and 100 of the big ones because why not, right? And let me put that in. It can be cutting out while we're putting this together, okay? Again, we're going to choose party foil. Party foil is in the category other. And so you can see party foil. And a lot of us have party foil laying about. Oops, what did I do? Okay, I accidentally touched something. Oops, sorry. Okay, so party foil, and here we go. There's party foil. I'm going to let that go, and now I'm going to move you down. All right. Okay. So we have all of these F's cut out, and originally when I designed this, I decided... Now, this is one of the internal F's, which we do not need. So make sure you're using the big F, okay? But when I originally designed this, what was I saying? When I originally designed this, or had this idea, I thought that I would put double stick tape in between the layers because that would keep the sequins and all of the party foil stuff out. But personally, I didn't like the way it looked. So I went back to my favorite, my glue. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the acetate layer and then one of the craft board layers, and we're going to put it on top of that acetate layer. So let's put that aside first. Then we're going to take the back and we are going to then glue each one of these pieces just like this to create that ledge. Okay? And I'm seeing here, my original one, I had a thicker outline, so maybe I did it at 1/2 inch, but this is at 1/4 inch. So let's take our glue, and we need to be very fastidious about this because we don't want all of our insert stuffs, whatever it happens to be, whether it's party foil or confetti or both. We want to keep it all corralled inside of our ledge. Okay? So we need to make sure we are gluing these well and that they're sticking well so that it creates that little ledge. And that's what I'm doing here. Okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these to glue. I want to make sure there's no escaping for the party foil and confetti, because nobody likes confetti all over the place. And I'm going to use this confetti that I have left over from Valentine's Day because it's cute and it's going to go with our party foil hearts. Okay. Now, clearly you can make changes if you have a little one that likes cowboy boots. I don't know. You could change this up to fit whatever need. If you have a kid who likes dinosaurs, you can make dinosaur inserts. You're not just stuck with hearts, but this is what I picked out just as a quickie thing. Okay. So we're getting the glue all around on this edge, and you'll do it better than me because I'm kind of rushing through it. I have to tell you, I was feeling super rushed this morning when I tried to do that. I was feeling like really, why isn't this working? And then I remembered the box of chocolates thing, and I thought, yep, that's it. That's it. Forrest Gump's mom. What a great movie that was. And Owen really enjoyed it. He picked it out. He said he wanted to see it. So he really enjoyed it, and we watched it. He was like, and he's like kind of a history buff. So like he recognized like Nixon and Elvis and Vietnam and all of that stuff. I think some of the message sort of went over his head, but he saw like some of the way they did it, and he was like really intrigued and happy about it. All right. Okay. So here's our ledge. I am just pushing all the way down. I could probably turn it over and push down on the sides because I really want it to stick. And I've created that little part in there. Okay. So then I'm going to take the acetate and do the same thing with our top layer. Okay. Remember, acetate, it sticks differently than paper. So you need to do this ahead of time instead of waiting until you get your confetti in there, because it needs to stick. You don't want it to come out. So here's my acetate top, or it's actually a sandwich layer. So we're going to put that on there. Oh, somebody was mentioning last week, I think it was, when you heard like a Spanish guy. That was my friend. He was talking on his ear pods, and apparently we had interference. So that was I had to tell him when he came this morning, okay, don't use your ear pods when I am, or at least not near the house, right? So, because interference. So, okay, this is the way it's going to look. Obviously, it got like kind of messy, but you guys will do better than me. This is just for demonstration. So this is the way that it's going to look, this little ledge here. And I have, we're cutting out the party foil hearts, but I also have some of these confetti things. So what I'm going to do is I'm cutting it out in party foil in pink. So I'm going to use all of these hearts here because I want to make it really full, so that the confetti sort of stays in there. I suppose I could think about using like some sort of adhesive on the back. And again, I didn't plan on doing this project, so it is what it is, right? So our party foil hearts are done as well. So I'm going to take that off. It came out really super good. Yep. And when you have confetti like this, I like to use, I don't know what you use, but I like to use my little scraper thing. And unfortunately, they do all sort of jump around everywhere. But just going to layer them in here and try to corral them as best you can, but they are a little bit nudgy, you know, they don't work they're not like sheep. It's like herding cats, right? It's like herding cats. So we're going to put all these little things in here, and we're going to really fill it up good because I don't want it to really move around. And so essentially it's probably not really a shaker style card if I don't want it to move around. I want it to move around a little bit, but not a whole lot because, I don't know, because I want it to show all that stuff in there. So here we go. And there's more of that. And I could also use smaller confetti as well. Put that in there like this. So you do what you want to do. But I'm putting these three things. And Faye, I hope you like these colors because I'm going to have to send them to you. All right. So now we're going to make sure that everything that we put inside is inside. And that means all these little pieces, because believe it or not, they'll get in the way of the glue. So we really want to be diligent about that. And I think that, I got everything, but you know, it's glitter, so you might have a stray here or there. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece and put the glue on the other side of the acetate. Make sure you're done with all of your stuff. Now, I didn't put all of my party foil hearts on there, but we're demonstrating, so make sure you get all the pieces you want in there. All right, and then we're going to cover it up just like this. Some things will stick to the acetate. That's kind of a given. And really got to press on it very hard to make sure there are no gaps between that acetate and our ledge, our corners, our outline, which, see, there is some gaps here. So I don't want to lift it up. Now this layer I would consider doing double-sided tape on, but I just thought doing double-sided tape on all the layers didn't seem like a great idea to me. So you do you know, you do whatever you want. And if you need to go back and put more glue, do that. We don't want stuff falling out. All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to let that sit for just a second. So yeah, isn't it kind of pretty? I don't want to shake it around too much. I'll shake around this one, but this is just really cute. Now, you could attach this to a card if you wanted to just make a very simple card. You could put maybe glue dots here and attach it, and all of that. So don't feel like, you just have to do something with this. And again, you could make this a 3D so that it would be a shaker card that stood, or a shaker front that stood up like a 3D. But this is just, an interesting idea to use with your with all your supplies that you happen to have around and the new offset feature. So let's go back. I just want to go back real quick and look at possibly getting from the text feature doing this. So if I did text, and let's do, I don't know, a T for my sister Teresa. What I can do is I can make this really big and decide, is this the kind of T I want? If I want to change the T, I'm going to look for one that I know that I like. It's called Varsity Letters. And here, narrow and multi-layer Varsity Letters. Now that's a nice, great big T. Now what do we do about that? Well, it's already outlined, right? So instead of cutting out using the offset, what we can do is duplicate it, right? And we'll use, instead of using slice, we're going to use, I think I have to make it, it says flatten. No. How do I do? Well, that's not right. I don't know what this, it's not a print then cut. It's going to be a really basic cut. Of course. Oh, okay. Sorry. It had a feature, a second layer. So here, the second layer, it's already there. So we don't even need to use contour. So we would take all and make a bunch of these T's, and then we would, this would be our backing, and then we make a double of this, because then this would be our acetate. So change the color to something like blue. And then you have, this is going to be the backing. There's your acetate, and then make a few more of these. And there you have a beautiful T, and that's starting from text. So if you don't have those 3D letters, this is a way that you can do it. Is the slice, but whenever you get to a place where you cannot do slice, you have to look at the layers, because layers with slice, you need to be very simple. That's why I couldn't do it for this one, because if you look over here, see that there are 2 layers on this. So by showing, but they're hidden, but by showing that layer, then what you would do is ungroup it, remove that, okay? You can even delete it. And then you'll be able to do slice if you have 2 items. So you have to make sure that they're both ungrouped, which is what I'm doing now. And take this, remove this, okay? So if I wanted to slice them like this or something, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but if I did, then I can now slice them because I took out that extra layer, even though it was hidden. Okay, so it has to be 1 layer. Look to the right, Maria, because it needs to be a cut layer, and it has to be a single layer. Okay, so that's why it's not working for. At least I've never encountered that slice wasn't working. It was just because I had extra layers there. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm sorry to be kind of rushed and breathless here, but look at what we created. Faye, I'm going to send you this cute little F, and I don't know if I have a friend. I do have a friend, Lene. Is it Lene that is an L? Lene? I'll have to look for somebody else, but I can send them to that and I can attach it to a card so that they can see that as well. But it's just a fun little technique. And so tomorrow, let's see, tomorrow we're going to work on a oversized rose that actually does come from Cricut Design Space in the project categories. The thing that we're going to do is we're going to shrink this rose and put it together small, and hopefully we can put it together large because it is enormous. And we talked about that. I think it was yesterday or on Saturday. I think it was yesterday. But if you type in rose, you'll see it. Giant paper rose. So if we open this up, you'll see that it requires 15 sheets of one color. Okay. And 3 sheets of the green. That is huge. I mean, who has 15 sheets of the same color? Probably not us. I do, but you know, most people don't. So we're going to shrink it down and put it together in, and use maybe 3 or 4 sheets, and it's still going to look beautiful. And then maybe if I have the time and could find all the cardstock. I'm going to do the foiling. Definitely. We're going to do also this week, we're going to do, my wreath, my boxwood wreath. It's a lot of paper. I know. And you don't even know what it's going to look like because honestly, there's only one real picture of it. I think, no, there's other pictures, but they're not very good, but it's a lot of paper. And this is all the cutout. So we're going to shrink it down and do it smaller. And then if we all like it, we can do it larger, you know. But then we're going to also do foiling. Yes, we're going to work on foiling. I have some cork board that came in. I have some sublimation blanks that I want to try. And also the wreath. So we're going to be busy, quite busy again this week. I hope you can tune in, whether it's live or on the replay, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Have a great day. Bye.